Welcome back to the channel, and I have before me the request that the UCC is prepared to make to FTX to reveal the identities of 10 wallet addresses that were heavily involved in Cell transfers on chain. So Elementus looked on chain and they saw huge volumes of Cell moving into and out of FTX. And they would like more information to figure out what's going on with these addresses. So these are the 10 addresses here. And we are going to look at one address in particular to get a sense of what was going on with these addresses more broadly. And the address we're going to pick out is Wallet F. So I've included in the description below a link to BitQuery. We're going to pull up a money flow diagram of Wallet F on BitQuery. And if you are going to look closely at the link, we're actually looking at a non-FTX wallet address that sends to Wallet F. So if you click that link below, you'll see this diagram here. We're going to make some changes together so we can see the same thing. We're going to first switch to look at Cell token instead of ETH. And we're going to switch to the Sankey diagram. And we're going to up the outbound to 2 levels. And now we should be seeing the same diagram. And what we're seeing here is this wallet address OX80 sending Cell to Wallet F, known as OXD7. And that then is swept into FTX's Omnibus wallet. And you're going to see over 17 million Cell tokens in 25 plus transfers are cycled through FTX. So that's interesting. Why would this be the case? And who is this masked man? So let's try to uncover who it is. So one of the first steps you can do is you can check Wallet F or other wallets listed in the UCC's filing and try to see if they have any link to the SOFA records. And I was not able to find a link directly between this Wallet F and the SOFA records. But there is some relevant information that links it to a member of the Celsius community. And that is this transfer here. The OX28 wallet received almost 200 Cell tokens. And this is significant because this wallet was created and curated by another member of the Celsius community known as Arthur MPA, aka Ron Paulbot. And there weren't very many contributions to this wallet. So this is actually a doxing contribution. And we can look back at the tweet here, and Spoji, forgive my soul, was pointing out that nobody had contributed to these wallet addresses. And Ali volunteers and says, I'm amongst the first to donate to this initiative. I didn't know I needed to tweet about it. So the first to donate to this initiative was this OX80 wallet, which made all the deposits to Wallet F. So that suggests with a high degree of likelihood that Wallet F is the FTX deposit address of one Ali D, member of the Short Squeeze. And there is another member of the Short Squeeze, at least one, which I've been able to identify, but that will be for another episode. We're going to focus on this, in particular, Wallet F. Now the question is, why would somebody make all these transfers in and out? That seems rather strange. And one of the defenses was, he claimed very recently that he was just testing to make sure that FTX actually had the tokens they claimed, and that he was within his rights as a trader. But if you're testing, why are you doing it 25 times? And we can look here. I've isolated all the transfers between these wallets into this spreadsheet, which I will later make available. But you can see if we look here at the spreadsheet, starting on June 22nd, he's withdrawing from FTX and then progressively making deposits. So a few days later, he deposits 250,000 Cell token back into FTX. And then on July 9th, he withdraws 1.3 million Cell token. And then he redeposits it a day later. And then on July 13th, he withdraws 1.3 million Cell token. And the day later, he redeposits it. And later that day, he withdraws it. And then he redeposits it again almost instantly within the same hour. And this is a pattern of consistent withdrawing and depositing. So here's more of a prolonged string of deposits, but then he goes and withdraws it again towards the end of the month. So there's this pattern of pushing on and taking off. And regrettably, he actually seems to have got the bulk of his Cell tokens stuck on FTX, which is likely why he was angrily tweeting when FTX closed, because he no longer has access to his 1.4 million Cell token. And if we look at an analysis of these transfers, 17.8 million Cell tokens appeared to enter Ali's FTX deposit address, and 17.9 million exited. So he also had an additional about 1.4 million stuck, it appears. So seems like he was net adding to his total position and was trapped on FTX. Now, what was he doing on FTX? That is not something that I can see because it's a black box. Ali claims to have not sold. Interesting to see what the UCC turns up. And another thing, we can chart the transfers here, and you can see the majority of them were from Ali's wallet into his deposit address. It was swept into the FTX omnibus and so on. So over the 17 million Cell in this loop here, there was also some transfers through OKX, but relatively small, over 200,000 Cell token. There was, in addition to the donation to Archer's wallet, Ali made an apparent contribution to Otis's deposit address on FTX. Now, does this mean that the UCC is now able to also look into Otis's activity because it received a contribution from Ali's wallet? That is an open question, and that would be very interesting because we know that Otis did deposit into FTX and used it as a way to effectively obfuscate his deposits into a second Celsius account. But we won't get sidetracked going after the great whale. Ali was asked for comment on the story, but he declined, and in a quite interesting way where he also said a whole lot of things, including questioning my motives and threatening to sue me if I made baseless accusations. But fortunately, my accusations are highly based. We have here a leaked chat from the Short Squeeze Discord where Ali is setting a target to pump the lending rates of Cell token. So he did this by removing his Cell from FTX. So these allegations and screenshots are all fitting together rather nicely. And here we have an Age of Empires strategy diagram that Arthur put together, where he's encouraging the short squeeze traders to take leveraged long positions. Now, when you're leveraged long, you're highly vulnerable to prices moving against you. And as it would so happen, these traders wound up getting liquidated. So they followed Arthur's strategy and got wrecked. He led them into ruin. But you'll note here that he lists Ali as being backup for the plan. So this brings up the question, did Ali swoop in later after the liquidations to scoop up discounted Cell and start the next leg of the short squeeze? Because this would be taking advantage of his fellow short squeezers if it was the case. And the UCC should certainly look into that. Now, Ali also claimed that he had evidence, which he refused to disclose, that FTX required millions of Cell tokens. So the squeezers that I spoke to seemed to balk when he would not provide proof. Now, did he actually have proof, or was he just manipulating people and lying? That is something for you to decide. So in the end, we have highly credible allegations that Wallet F belongs to one Ali D. What do you think? What was he looking to accomplish by moving Cell on and off of FTX? Let me know below, and thank you for tuning in. I will catch you next time. Cam here, actually back. As I was editing this video, I noticed there was some straw manning going on Twitter. Effectively, we have Ali and Crypto BTC questioning the legitimacy of shorting at all as an activity. Now, whether you like it or not, it is a legal thing to short a stock, or in this case, a token. What is not legal is if people are naked shorting. But the notion that shorting itself is somehow this horrible thing, that is not borne out by anybody who has any trading experience at all, as at least Ali claims to have. And when it comes to withdrawing, again, this comes down to intent. Were you just withdrawing your assets, or were you looking to do something else? Now, there is credible evidence that the person withdrawing repeatedly and redepositing was doing so to manipulate the market rates. And this type of market manipulation, actions specifically to manipulate a market, those are not okay. So again, this will require an investigation. What was the intent of these withdrawals? And if you were to go to a bank and withdraw over $1 million and then redeposit that $1 million and then re-withdraw that $1 million all within a day, they are probably not going to like you as a customer. And of course, there are obligations they have with regulatory authorities to report transactions over $10,000. So you would surely be getting some type of phone call if you were doing this type of thing dozens of times. Now, it's no surprise these two are going to always try to strawman and not engage with legitimate arguments against them because they really don't have much of a leg to stand on. But I enjoy seeing them squirm on Twitter and continue their nonsense arguments. Until next time.